Hi everybody, today we're going to look at an app called Clicker Sentences. It's by Crick Software. Clicker Sentences is designed to target students who are struggling writers as well as younger students working on their writing skills. When you first go into the app, you'll be taken through a number of tutorial pages. We're going to look at a number of the features of the app as well, how to create some sentences on your own using the built-in features as well. When you go on to the first page here, you'll notice that when you tap words on the bottom of the screen, they move into the word processor at the top of the screen. If I punctuate my sentence at the end,
swipe through the grids here to move.
You will hear the sentence read aloud. I'm going to swipe on the bottom of the screen, and you'll notice now, when I tap the words, they are in order.
Tap the words to write a sentence.
You'll notice that the grid on the bottom of the screen, you'll notice, has many different customizations depending on the stage of writer or where the learner is at, or the needs they may have. Like I mentioned before, when you punctuate at the end, the sentence is read aloud. There's a button called the Sound Shift button that I can tap and then tap a word in my grid to hear the word read aloud prior to placing it in my word processor. This is a nice way for students to check prior to writing to make sure they're putting the right word on their word processor.
To hear a word, tap Sound Shift and then the.
If I double click Sound Shift, it'll go into a locked position, which will allow me to tap multiple words and hear them read aloud.
To hear a word, tap Sound Shift, comma.
To exit Sound Shift mode, I just simply tap the blue button again. There are a number of ways to edit sentence sets at the bottom of the screen. By tapping the Edit Sentence Set in the top right corner, it will bring me to a page that looks like this. You'll notice on this page, to the left, are the sentences that I currently have in my grid database. The one that is highlighted is on the top under Tap to Edit Sentence Sets, and here I can change the words in that sentence. That will then appear on a grid on the bottom of my page in the user mode. I also have other customizations if I want a model sentence to be given to the student on the grid, in a pop-up window for the students to access, or spoken aloud prior to doing the sentence. This is good customization and differentiation depending on your learner. For this, I'm going to put the model sentence on the grid. I also have a choice underneath that how I want the word order presented on the grid. If I want them in alphabetical, random, sentence order, or guided order. The nice thing about guided order is it highlights the word that is next in the sentence for errorless learning. I'm going to put it in random order for this activity. I'm going to change my sentence back at the top now. I'm going to type I see a red apple. Now down here is where I can add a picture. The picture I'm going to add is from my photo roll. I could also add pictures directly from taking a picture on the camera. You'll notice at the bottom you see a preview of your activity, and you also have the picture there as well. The one thing I do want to point out is you see the model sentence right here as well, which is the selection I made up top. You also see the words presented in random order. So this page is where you go to customize your sentences and how they appear on the grid for the students to do. You'll notice paste sentences at the top. Now you can paste in as much text as you want from another source. This is great if you're working on a story retelling or doing research online. You can simply copy and paste text right into this app, add pictures, and create an activity within minutes. If I hit go at the top of my screen, it's going to take me to my sentences. I'm going to delete the words on the page again by hitting the delete button, which again deletes whole words rather than individual letters because we're focusing on words within the app. You'll notice the grid I created, it's in random order with the model sentence there for me to use and the picture cue as well. You could have no picture if you choose to. I see a red apple. Now remember, when I punctuate,
I see a red apple.
the sentence is read aloud. To go back, if I was to hit my sound shift button and lock it into place,
I see apple.
I can check the words on the bottom prior to putting them into my word processor.
I see a red apple.
The green button is a keyboard button, which could allow users to just type rather than selecting words.
I see a red apple.
That's another way to differentiate the app for different students. I've used it in the past, having the sentence created using the word grids, and then having the student copy the sentence using the word processor. There are a number of other customizable features at the gear icon on the top right of the screen. If I tap the gear icon, you're going to notice there's settings for document, speech, sharing, and accessibility. In the document portion, you'll notice I can change the font style, the size, the background color, and the text color. And those are good for learners with different visual impairments that may help them see the text on the page better. Back in settings, I can also change different speech options, including the voice style, the speed of speech, if I want each word highlighted in what color, the spoken word, or the spoken sentences. You'll notice there's a number of sharing options within the app as well, including Dropbox, WebDAV, and Google Drive, and you can also share with Mail and AirDrop. This is an excellent feature to give you all these options in order to share your documents with others. Last but not least, there's a couple accessibility features built in, showing touches, which I have right now, which shows the touches on the screen, which is really good for anybody that's creating a screencast, first of all, so that you can see where I'm touching on the screen, and for students who are using the app so they also can see where they're touching and what happens when they touch certain spots on the screen. Swipe grids I can turn on and off. If I turned swipe grids off, you'd be presented with an error on the grid rather than being able to swipe it with your finger. And again, this is good for students who may inadvertently swipe the grid when they're trying to manipulate it at the bottom of the screen. Along the top of the page, you'll also notice a button that looks like a document. When you touch that, you have a number of options, including start a new document, send a copy of your document, print your document if you have AirPrint, or open your document as a PDF. Again, if you touch send, it'll let you to send it as a clicker doc, a text file, or a PDF file using AirDrop or Mail from the iPad. Next to the documents is a favorites section where you can add favorite grids or lessons into there for easy access. Finally, next to that is a folder icon. The folder icon is where you can enter Explorer File Management View to see all your files, share them, delete them, create new ones, export them, etc. It's basically a control center for the entire app. So if I was to click Edit, I could select one of my documents or grids. Then on the bottom you'll notice I can copy, delete, or share. Same with the documents on my page, and so on and so forth. So again, just a number of other features along the top bar allowing you flexibility and customization within the app itself. You'll notice also back near the gear on the top right, there's a question mark. The question mark is a help center built in right inside the app. The nice thing about this is if you have a question while you're working, you can simply go in there, tap, and find out how to do something within the app. It also has contact information, so you can contact the company with any questions. And from personal experience, I can tell you they are very quick to respond back, very supportive, and will always, always, always answer any questions that you have. And that, again, is very important in any app. Finally, I'd like to take you to one more spot on here, and we're going to go under the folder again on the top. We're going to go to Learning Grids. Learning Grids is basically a database of pre-created grids that are stored online. It's similar to the Smart Exchange if you're familiar with Smart Notebook software, where you can go and access pre-made lessons. The nice thing about the Learning Grids is that it's accessible right within the app, and it's also accessible online after creating a free account. You'll notice a number of lessons here that I can go through and run. You can see more of the description or pictures of the activity itself. The nice thing about these too is that I can take these, use them, or edit them or customize them however I want to. I don't need to use the settings that are already made inside the lessons as they are. I can customize them to my needs. Again, this is the only part of the app that needs an active Wi-Fi connection. Everything else can be done offline. All in all, Clicker Sentences is a well-built app from the ground up. It's a proven literacy support tool made specifically for the iPad and created with the users in mind. It's easy to create on, and it's a platform for young and struggling writers to gain skills and confidence. The app is fully customizable, differentiated, and easily create lessons as simple or detailed as you need. There are a number of features within the app that we did not get a chance to go through. You'll notice a lot more as well as you play around with the app. However, I wanted to show you a couple more things, including going back to my edit mode. You'll notice at the bottom down here, I can apply settings to all of the grid. If I have all of these sentences on the side and I want to all have them with model sentences on the grid in random word orders, I can apply it to the entire list of sentences rather than having to apply it to each one. Again, just another way to help you make very quick and simple lessons. If I go to the top left, I can also create a new sentence set, which will give me all new grids and documents to work with. Crick Software is an absolutely wonderful company to deal with. You can find their site at cricksoftware.com. They're very accessible through email and phone, and we'll always get back to you as soon as possible any questions or comments that you have. Future apps I will be reviewing for Crick Software include Clicker Connect, Clicker Docs, Clicker Books, and Write Online. You'll notice very similar features and formats to those apps, however they'll be taking writing to different levels within those apps as well. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on Clicker Sentences, and please look forward to future apps and more information at cricksoftware.com. Thank you for watching.